you're doing something really interesting right now. You're working as a heel here in Impact Wrestling. You're working as a baby face in MWA, and both of them are so over.
It goes back to giving my all, investing in what I'm doing. If you're going to hate me, I'm going to be the most hated guy in the entire industry. And I don't think that there is a guy. There are maybe 3 or 4 really good heels in wrestling right now. And I would put my name in there with that group. And when I'm on my game, I don't think that there's anybody in this industry who can elicit the emotion of hatred, of pure disdain like I can. You know, some guys go out there and they're, you know, the fans love to hate them. If people are loving to hate you, then there's an emotion of joy involved. When I go out there, nobody loves to hate me. They just fucking hate me.
I just interviewed Santino before this, and he was saying, he brought your name up specifically. He said, there's people who play a wrestler and there's people who are a wrestler. And when Bully Ray is talking to you, he legitimately hates you in that moment. And I feel like you bring this realism to wrestling, bring it back to wrestling that maybe doesn't really exist right now.
Well, I do something so simple, and I'm doing it to you right now. I fuck you to death. I look into you, I look through you, and that makes people so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
By the time they even realize it, they're looking away, and by the time you've looked away, I know I have you. It's also my tone, my inflection, the way my head bobs, and the way I continuously just pierce through you, and I think that's what makes me a little different. I try not to yell anymore. I save the yelling for when it means something. I learned a lot from Jake Roberts, having to listen intently. And then when I do yell, it's going to mean that much more.
Yeah. When you talk about some of the best heels in wrestling right now, is MJF on that list for you?
MJF, see, everybody wants to talk about Max like, oh, he's the best heel. But people love to hate Max. When Max comes out for his entrance, there's a lot of people smiling.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of people like, oh my God, what is he going to say? I can't wait for the zinger. When Bully comes out, nobody's smiling. There's worry. And I love Max to death. I am his biggest supporter and biggest fan, and he knows it. But it would be very easy for Max to go out there to a sea of boos, but also to a standing ovation.
Right.
And if they love you that much, then they can't hate you that much in that moment.
He's going to turn heel or turn face one day, and it's going to be very interesting.
There are certain nights where he's a straight up baby face, and no matter what he said, and he doesn't even, he knows it, but like the people don't even realize they're turning him straight up baby face. So I'm a big fan of Max. I love what Roman is doing, because Roman just takes his time so much and just lets it soak in. I loved the Roman and Sammy match because from Elimination Chamber, because when the bell rang, Roman is smart enough. Not that Sammy isn't, but Sammy's going along with whatever Roman wants to do. Roman is smart enough to not do a damn thing. Just sit there. Soak it in. Let the emotion come through. Let the fans get into everything. And when they finally locked up, the place popped. Not a lot of very few wrestlers have that type of confidence in themselves to be comfortable in the silence, to be comfortable in the boil. So